So it is currently 75 to 96 between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Phoenix Suns in the third quarter. At this point, we're delaying the inevitable. The Lakers are most likely not going to come back in this game, and they'll be eliminated from the NBA playoffs officially from every aspect of it. They can't make the play-in. They cannot make the playoffs at all. They are eliminated from the competition completely. Now, I'm a huge Bron fan. I'm going to go ahead and admit that right now. So it's kind of hard for me not to feel bad for the Lakers because they have been a victim of, bad management and simply a bad all-around team at this point. And as I'm watching this game, Russell Westbrook just had a turnover. The Lakers have gone through so much this season, and I get people hate LeBron. They hate the Lakers, and they want to see them fail, but he can't sit here and deny, this team has not been through a lot. LeBron has not been healthy this season. He's getting old. He's 37 years old, and he's going to continue to have ankle injuries like this for the rest of his career. It's pretty sad to see, but as old as he's getting, he's going to continue to have these injuries. Anthony Davis, he has these injuries every year, and this is kind of what holds AD back from being the greatest player he can. He has injuries every year that end up, halting his career. He had an injury to start the season a couple months ago. He was out for a couple weeks. Then he got injured a few months after he came back, or a few days after he came back. He was out again for a couple weeks. So AD being hurt all this season has hurt the Lakers a lot. LeBron being hurt has hurt the Lakers a lot as well. And if it's not injuries hurting his team, it's inconsistent play from a player on the team. Like Russell Westbrook was having these strides where he was shooting tour dates for the most part, and that was hurting the team. He was having all these turnovers in the game. Russell Westbrook is a turnover machine, and that's why his name is Russell Westbrook for the most part. Because, like I said, his terrible play was hurting his team, and it's coming back to bite him hard. As you can see, Russell Westbrook in some of these games, let's be honest, they did cost him a lot. And guys, they made to be the next big thing like Taylor Horton Tucker. I don't hate Taylor Horton Tucker. I just don't like how the Lakers hyped him up to be the next big thing. And so far, he hasn't done really anything that's shown me he's the next big thing. He's the next big star in this league. They hyped this guy up like he was the next LeBron himself. And so far, I have not seen that from him. But maybe Taylor Horton Tucker can have a Kyle Kuzma type breakout. Like Kyle Kuzma has been balling since he's been on the Wizards. So maybe if Taylor Horton Tucker leaves the Lakers, we'll see that from him. Montrezl Harrell, he's been balling. He's on the Hornets now. We haven't seen much from him lately, but he was still balling while he was on the Wizards for the most part. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's not bad. He's a role player on the Wizards for the most part, but he's doing his part there that he wasn't doing on the Lakers. So it's good to see most of these players who the Lakers traded away just to get Russell Westbrook and see them doing at least solid for themselves at this point in their career. And while I respect LeBron, I can't respect him for this. LeBron, I get Russell Westbrook is one of your close friends or whatever, but here's the thing. You had a chance to get DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan, who was an MVP candidate earlier in the year, who was averaging 28.2 points a game, averaging career highs in three-point percentages and a field goal percentage. You had a chance to get him. Instead, you got Westbrook. Not only that, DeMar DeRozan, like I said, wanted to come to the Lakers. He wanted to come to the Lakers. Instead, you got Westbrook. DeMar DeRozan, Anthony Davis, and LeBron will be a lethal big three. But you got Westbrook. You got Westbrook. I don't understand. I really don't. What hurts the Lakers even more, they've hurt themselves with some of these contracts like Russell Westbrook contract, Anthony Davis contract, and LeBron's contract. They essentially have no cap space, so they can't go out and sign a point guard in the free agency. They maybe could trade for one, but they have no money right now. They have no money, and they need a lot to go right with this team. They need so many parts around this team, and they just don't have all the necessities for all this, so that only hurts the Lakers even more. This management is horrible. Their owner, horrible. Their general manager, Rob Pelinka, horrible. Frank Vogel, horrible. Dave Fizdale, their assistant coach, horrible. Everything around this team, management-wise, for the most part, is pretty bad. He might have the worst ownership in the league for the most part. Honestly, getting first round exited was already, bad enough. Think what's going to happen now. You're eliminated from the playoffs completely now. You're going to get tossed around on Twitter. There's going to be a lot of memes on Twitter. It's going to be a wild night on Twitter at 1 o'clock when this game's over. But Lakers fans, I will stay off Twitter for the next couple days because it's not going to be a good place for you. But on the bright side, at least Frank Vogel is most likely gone. The bad part about that is you're most likely going to replace him with Doc Rivers or some other mid-head coach. And that is equally worse. If you hire Doc Rivers, that's like hiring Frank Vogel just with a little bit more IQ and a championship ring as well. So you're basically hiring Frank Vogel 2.0, just somewhat better. But like I said, that's also not saying much. This is going to be a long off season for the Lakers. This is going to be a long off season for everybody around the Lakers, the fans, management. It's going to be a rough one. It's going to be a really rough one. It's going to be frustrating. But honestly, if you're a Lakers fan, how do you feel? This is going to be a rough one. I'm watching the Suns on the bench just laugh at the Lakers, having a good time. This is really rough. This is really rough. But going into this offseason, what do you guys think about the Lakers? Should they tear it all up? Should they do a whole rebuild? Let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't yet, go ahead and like the video, comment, subscribe, tap the bell icon, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram. All that will be down below in the description. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Hope you have a good day. Lakers fans, I'm praying for you for the most part.